Edmonton, local breaking news with Nariman Isai.
Good evening. A disabled man is worried his service dog will have to retire early after the pair were attacked by two loose dogs in central Edmonton earlier this week. Now, people who live in the area say there have been multiple dog attacks in recent months, and bylaw officers have only issued tickets. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
Good girl, Papas. Yes, a good girl.
Martin Moijashik gets some comforting kisses from his service dog, Coco. The Great Dane was just examined by a vet after the pair were attacked by loose dogs earlier this week. The attack captured by a doorbell camera.
No, get out of here!
It just happened so fast. At first it was just the one dog, and then while I was fending that one off, another one came and started attacking Coco on the front of her face.
Moijashik had taken a cab from his home in Mayerthorpe to the Prince Charles neighborhood in central Edmonton for a medical appointment. He credits the cab driver for intervening in the chaos.
My crutch, he was swinging it around like it was Excalibur itself. It was just, he was my hero that day. Jerry really saved us from possibly much, much worse.
Coco has some minor bite wounds, but the worst of the damage for the dog and owner is emotional.
They may not certify her again. She may become reactionary and not suitable for service dog work. I close my eyes and that's all I see. That's all I see is those dogs attacking her, and she's my beloved friend.
People who live in the area tell CTV News these dogs have attacked others in the neighborhood.
These guys just seem to be constantly running free and causing nuisances.
Vet tech Erin Anderson says she's spoken with city bylaw officers who told her they've talked to the dog's owners and issued tickets.
You just feel like you keep reporting and there's nothing that they can do but ticket.
The city confirms there have been multiple dog attacks reported in the area and said it will provide more information next week.
Okay, you're squishing my face now.
Moijashik says he'll keep Coco even if she can't be recertified. A new service dog would take years of training and tens of thousands of dollars he doesn't have. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
There have been several weapons calls at Alberta schools after the Tumbler Ridge shootings. Criminologists say heightened vigilance after this type of event is not unusual. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
Whenever you have a traumatic event, what happens is it triggers a trauma response.
Since Tuesday's shooting in Tumbler Ridge, BC, Alberta RCMP say they've responded to 4 weapons calls across the province. They say the first, in Edson, happened concurrently to the BC shootings. There were also calls in Sherwood Park, Fort McMurray, and High River in the days following. All 4 ended without incident, though there were arrests in Fort McMurray and Edson.
There's no way to really know if these weren't incidents that were already planned and, you know, they just happened to be executed all in around the same time, or if it was due to any other lingering effects and so on.
Criminologist Dan Jones says people react to incidents like Tumbler Ridge differently. He says it can lead to hypervigilance in the community or give people ideas. He says working as a police officer after the 9/11 attacks in 2001, he saw multiple bomb threats.
Some people do it because they want the attention. And again, then there's also the other increased calls because of hypervigilance.
When asked about the BC shootings, Education Minister Demetrius Nicolaides said he'll be requesting security audits from school boards, as well as a look at safety standards across the province.
Make sure that we have adequate minimum standards for our school divisions and evaluate whether those minimum standards need to be elevated or updated.
RCMP welcomed the hypervigilance from communities, saying they would rather go to a call they don't need to be at than not get the call that counts.
I don't think that with the current situations that have been going on and the current climate, I don't think there's such a thing as necessarily being, overcautious.
Both Edmonton's public and Catholic school boards say they're awaiting direction from the province on a security audit. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
An officer who dropped off Justin Bone in Edmonton against a court order testified today. Bone is charged with killing 2 men in Edmonton's Chinatown in May of 2022. Prior to the deaths, Bone had been released from custody on conditions to stay at the home of a court-approved surety in Alberta Beach. Now, he was also ordered not to be within Edmonton city limits. The RCMP officer who dropped him off testified that the surety was concerned about Bone hurting him or the property. he wanted Bone to leave. The officer testified despite the court order, Bone had no money and Edmonton was the closest place with shelters. He and his supervisor testified they didn't consider arresting Bone for breach of recognizance because it wasn't his decision to leave the surety's residence. The trial continues next week. Police have identified the woman who was found dead after a house fire earlier this week. Her name is Teresa Katcheech, and she was 39 years old. Police say the home where her body was found caught fire Monday morning. A memorial is now growing outside. Edmonton police are not saying how she died, but the case has been deemed a homicide. Police are asking anyone with information to contact them. One person was taken to hospital after a crash in southwest Edmonton. It happened about 7 this morning at 199th Street and Edgemont Road. The area was closed for about 3.5 hours as police investigated. Acute Care Alberta says an adult was taken to the University of Alberta Hospital in serious condition. An abandoned vehicle that was improperly parked in a West Edmonton neighborhood for weeks has been towed. On Wednesday, CTV News spoke with people in the Edgemont neighborhood who called the car a safety risk. It was parked away from the curb, had broken windows, flat tires, and tickets and warnings on the windshield. Residents reached out to CTV News after they said they tried to get it towed multiple times without success. One captured a photo of the vehicle sent to us saying it was towed yesterday. Canada's energy minister is urging action on pipeline development and climate-related agreements. Tim Hodgson emphasized the need for speed, investment certainty, and export diversification during a keynote address in Alberta today. CTV's Mark Valentine has more.
It's a rare round of applause for a Liberal energy minister in Calgary, telling a crowd of oil and gas executives that he's committed to building a pipeline from Alberta to the Pacific coast.
Everyone understands what's at stake. Everyone understands Canadians don't want to see excuses.
The Alberta-Ottawa MOU comes with a laundry list of conditions, including Indigenous co-ownership, collaboration with BC, and a new industrial carbon pricing agreement. An April 1st deadline is looming, too, for agreements on methane emissions and environmental assessments.
We have every intention of hitting those deadlines. The federal and the provincial governments are doing their best to make sure we don't waste this opportunity.
We have the same end goal. It is the how and how much is it going to cost. And those are very serious considerations.
But challenges remain with a volatile energy market sparked by geopolitical tensions, along with what some are calling ambitious net zero climate targets by 2050.
To put this in Western terms, we must seize the bull by the horns.
Having those conversations are paramount to keeping the dialogue going and building what's right for our city, our sector, and the country itself.
Although some big players are staying on the sidelines, Calgary-based Enbridge says it's reluctant to fund a pipeline project, citing regulatory challenges and political uncertainty.
April is what I would look at to see if there's actually a solution, a competitive solution to the carbon issue for Canadian producers.
The devil's going to be in the details. We're going to be advocating here at the local level for Alberta to get its fair share of federal funding.
And this minister is making it clear he fully intends to put Ottawa's money where his mouth is.
It's time to build.
Mark Valentine, CTV News, Calgary.
A CPR training organization is offering free, potentially life-saving lessons to a few hundred Albertans.
Hey, are you okay? Check for responsiveness.
The organization First Aid Training is spending $25,000 to provide free CPR training to 300 people in Edmonton and Calgary. February is Heart Month in Canada, so for a fourth year, it wanted to help more people learn a vital skill. The course takes half a day and could help you save someone's life.
As little as 40% of people who have cardiac arrest outside of the hospital have survival. So the immediate use of CPR, and if an AED is available, can double or even triple the person's chance of survival.
Registration for the free course opens tomorrow morning at 10, and you can sign up online at firstaidtrainingedmonton.com. Well, hundreds of young hockey players are scoring big for the Stollery Children's Hospital. This weekend is the 15th annual Stollery Family Day Classic. A record 108 hockey teams will face off against each other at the Terwilliger Rec Centre. Money raised will go towards the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation's Giving Comfort program. It offers support to families who have to make an emergency trip to the hospital.
Get the chance to be able to receive items of comfort, whether it's a phone charger, a blanket, something they need, making their hospital stay a little bit less scary, helping to reduce that anxiety or fear of being in the hospital, and giving them all the comforts of home.
This year's fundraising goal is $500,000. More than $5 million has been raised since the tournament's inception. It is the final stretch of what could possibly become the world's longest hockey game. 40 players are on the ice in Sherwood Park for a few more days, duking it out for the top spot and raising money for blood cancer treatment. Now, the goal is to make a specific blood cancer treatment permanent at the Cross Cancer Institute.
Raising money for this time for the CAR T cell therapy is going to be an amazing program at the Cross, one of a kind.
CAR T therapy is the reason I'm standing here. I went through 2 years of the traditional chemotherapy and radiation, and I relapsed 4 weeks after that. I was planning to go to hospice. I was offered a spot on the CAR T trial, and here I am. So it saved my life.
Both teams logged in more than 11,000 shots on net so far. The winter event started in 2003. This is the 8th game. This year's fundraising goal is $1 million. And organizers will match each dollar donated up to $100,000 from now until the final buzzer, and that will happen on Monday at 6 p.m. Flower shops and chocolate stores are seeing an influx of customers as lovers look to finish up Valentine's Day shopping. Now, even with the rising costs and the cost of living challenges, many are still making room in the budget for the special day. CTV's Tyler Barrow has more.
Love is in the air for McKaylee Paperny and his girlfriend Cam. The two started dating in December, and they plan to enjoy Valentine's Day.
We're going to go to Banff. We're going to go probably skating at Lake Louise.
Chocolate will also be part of their day, and here at Kochu Chocolatier, it is preparing for its busiest Valentine's. People are head over heels for their sweets, as sales will triple a normal weekend.
People were purchasing Valentine's items mid to late January. They started to go.
Wild Orchid expects to complete upwards of 300 orders for the special day, orders ranging in price from $30 to a few hundred.
You know, Valentine's and Mother's Day and all these heavier dates are very important for our business.
Valentine's week orders will be over 4 times an average week for the store, and those numbers fairly in line with the province. According to Moneris data, Alberta florists saw an over 500% increase in total spending over the previous week in 2025, as restaurant spending was up 35%, while total Valentine's Day spending increased by 53%. That increase above the national average of 46%.
Albertans love Valentine's Day. There's no question as an event goes, it gets people out shopping.
Last year's Valentine's Day fell on a Friday, helping boost spending. And this year, it's on a Saturday, which McCormick expects people again will spend on the experience, even with many facing economic challenges.
If Valentine's Day falls under the category of an experience, and let's be honest, it is an experience. It's the experience of spending time with your loved one.
Which some are keen on.
Spend a bit of money there, and I don't know, it's kind of nice just to show some love.
Others are giving in.
Quite frankly, I feel pressured by my wife to spend more on Valentine's Day.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Well, coming up on CTV News, celebrating Treaty 6 land at Edmonton's airport.
Having thousands of guests walk by, see your work, and of course, acknowledge Indigenous presence in our province.
Good evening, folks. 7 degrees again for a daytime high today. This was the 12th consecutive day above 6 degrees in the month of February. That's a record. We'll see temperatures slowly cool off through the weekend, and by Monday, we're back below 0 for daytime highs. Full look at all that in just a few minutes.
Norquest College students are making some Olympic predictions by dissecting more than 100 years of data.
The goal for the students is to practice their skills in machine learning and creating models with data. And the more we can work on real world data and some of the messiness that comes with that, the more experience they get.
Over the last few weeks, students have been creating models to forecast Olympic medals for Canada. They looked strictly at medal wins over time to come up with these models.
The results of our model is that we are 96% confident that Canada is going to win one medal in this Winter Olympics in hockey. And of the three medals that it could win, we're 74% confident that Canada is going to win the gold.
Now, the students' models also predicted that Canada would win 17 gold medals overall. Now, so far at these Olympic Winter Games, Canada has claimed 7 medals. None, though, have been gold. A small town band director is heading to the Junos next month after being nominated for a National Teacher of the Year award. CTV's Kevin Fleming finds out how he got the nomination.
The jazz band at Cremona School is preparing for an upcoming concert and fine-tuning a James Bond theme song. At the helm is Alec Hutchin, the school's band director. He's the lone music teacher in a kindergarten to grade 12 school with 382 students.
To be honest, I think it's extremely beneficial because I get to see them from the start and make sure that all the pieces are in place to move on to the next level and keep growing.
Oliver McKinnon has spent 7 years in the band program and says everyone is proud of Mr. Hutchin's nomination for Teacher of the Year.
I think it's pretty amazing, and I know he's the only one from Western Canada, and I think he's very deserving with how much he's done for our program and how hard he's got us to work for it, and with how much other stuff he does at our school as well. Like, he's our academic counselor and he coaches volleyball.
Hutchin's grown the music program at the small town school to 4 concert bands and 1 jazz band. Claire Friesen says it's his personality that makes band fun.
He is absolutely hilarious. He jokes around with us a lot. He's really enthusiastic about band, and that makes us enthusiastic. He makes sure everybody, no matter their circumstances, is able to play.
Ashley Bellamy is a graduate of the school, and now her 3 children are enrolled here. She's happy he's been nominated for the award.
It's incredible, and he is so deserving of it. He goes above and beyond for our students, and I wouldn't expect anything less for him, honestly, the amount of time and effort that he puts in.
Hutchin is headed to the Junos in Halifax at the end of March, where the award will be handed out.
It's an honor because I know how many amazing music educators there are in our country, and to be narrowed down to one of 5 is an extreme honor.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Cremona.
Now, local artists will have a new piece in a high-profile location. Indigenous artist Lance Cardinal now has an installation at the Edmonton International Airport. You can find it on the arrivals level. Cardinal says he's been speaking to the airport about a collaboration for years. He wanted his piece to encompass the theme of welcoming people to our city, Treaty 6, and Métis homeland. Cardinal says it's a dream come true.
I think every artist dreams of a piece like this where you have people seeing it every day, having thousands of guests walk by, see your work, and of course acknowledge Indigenous presence in our province. What a beautiful thing. It's very, very exciting.
Now, this installation was unveiled today ahead of the International Indigenous Tourism Conference in Edmonton. It starts February 17th. The inaugural Okiyeya Chorale Film Festival, celebrating Indigenous film, has begun in Calgary. So the film festival showcases filmmakers from the Treaty 7 territory and Indigenous storytellers from across Alberta, British Columbia, Yukon, and the Northwest Territories. Those behind the film festival say they are very proud it's finally getting off the ground, and they are excited for the future.
Where we want to go is to actually be a part of the film community in a much more in-depth take with them. You know what I mean? Is moving forward with the bigger leagues like Calgary International Film Festival, Calgary Underground Film Festival.
Now, each festival evening will include screenings and panel discussions to foster meaningful dialogue between filmmakers and audiences. The festival runs today through the 15th at the Globe Cinema in Calgary. But still ahead, getting creative with cutlery.
When I started putting forks on, I'm like, well, that's it, right? And then now I had to find 25,000 forks.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. 10 degrees above average today. Look, it didn't even get below zero overnight last night. 0 for the morning low. Minus 13 is at the average low for this time of year. By next week, we're in the minus 13 range for highs. We've had some flurries and light snow in through western parts of the province. We'll see a bit more of that into tomorrow morning, and maybe even a couple of scattered flurries in the Red Deer area tomorrow, sort of mid-afternoon. Here in Edmonton, should be cloudy to start, and then some sunny breaks later in the day. This snow, which develops across the north Saturday night into early Sunday morning, that also misses the Edmonton area. So, I mean, outside of a chance of maybe a handful of snowflakes, there's really no significant snow in the forecast until Monday night into Tuesday. And Tuesday actually could be some fairly significant snowfall accumulations across parts of central and north central Alberta. This is the big story, temperature-wise. Behind this cold front, after Sunday, temperatures slip back not just below zero, but way below average. Somewhere in the minus 10 to minus 15 range. There's maybe a little bit of a bump here next weekend, 21st, 22nd of February. But I think pretty much all of the rest of February, once we get to Tuesday, right through to the end of the month, we're going to see daytime highs minus 10 to 15 range. Minus 10 for a morning low in Fort McMurray tomorrow, minus 11 in Grand Prairie, minus 5 here in Edmonton, about minus 8 in through the Red Deer region. You'll be around minus 9 for a high in high level tomorrow. Some cooler air starts to drop in. Still a degree or 3 above zero in northeastern Alberta, right around the freezing mark in Grand Prairie. 2 or 3 degrees for daytime highs, Jasper, Red Deer, and about minus 1 in Lloydminster. Here in the city, 4 degrees tomorrow, 2 on Sunday, and then minus 5 Monday. Chance of some snow late Monday. Chance of several centimeters of snow Tuesday, windy, and minus 11. And again, there's your long-range forecast, which keeps temperatures on the cold side right through to at least the end of the 10-day forecast and probably through to the end of the month. That is your forecast.
All right, so I know we do have some snow coming, but we haven't had much snow the last couple of weeks. However, in Texas, kids there are happy for this snow day. Instead of a dump of snow, they're playing in a skiff of snow. It's literally a dusting of snow, but these kids are bundled up and enjoying every second of it. Well, an artist south of Edmonton is getting creative with cutlery. He's managed to build an entire zoo out of old forks, spoons, and knives. And he's finding success seeing propane tanks in a new light. CTV's Matt Woodman explains.
David McCauley has spent a lot of time fixing old equipment in his central Alberta shop.
I was taking junk that people would look at and go, there's no way you're fixing that, and turn it into something.
One day that work sparked a new idea.
There was leftover pieces, so I just came down to the shop and I just started to create art.
Now, 6 years later, his workshop, The Upcycler, looks more like a zoo.
We've got the polar bear, the wolf, we've got an eagle, we've got the aquarium life.
Each animal crafted from cutlery.
This isn't something that I was educated to do or taught to do. This is something I learned to do by doing.
He started with different metals, but nothing looked quite right until he finally found his silverware lining.
When I started putting forks on, I'm like, well, that's it, right? And then now I had to find 25,000 forks.
Since his first piece, this pokey polar bear, McCauley has also finished Drew the peacock, Drake the duck, and Justin Beaver, complete with a nickel tail and glasses.
He looks angry without the glasses. And now he just looks like a smart beaver.
Lorraine Birkin is one of the half a dozen people working at the Upcycler.
We're always trying to outsource and just keep whatever we can out of the landfill.
Although she and McCauley say it never really feels like work.
When you have fun in life, you don't feel like you work, you're doing something right. I get to fork around every day.
McCauley is always traveling around Alberta looking for different metal materials to work with. His art is becoming so popular, people are now mailing him utensils. This package just arrived from Ontario.
People have sent them from Germany, from the Netherlands.
And they're not just utilizing utensils.
We want your propane tanks.
McCauley started turning old tanks into light-up lanterns a couple of years ago.
I've got one lady that's got 30 in her yard in Texas.
There are hummingbirds, sports stars, even rock and roll legends like Ozzy Osbourne.
That's actually going to go to Sharon. No, it's a surprise.
He says he's already working on filling more than 300 orders this year. Now he wants to help other creators find similar success.
I have a huge vision. I have a huge goal to bring other artists out here and allow them space to create.
Allowing other artists to grow as his work glows. Matt Woodman, CTV News, Fallen, Alberta.
That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good weekend. Good night.